You have hidden these things from the wise and the learned, but have revealed these things to the childlike. Today we celebrate the solemnity of the Sacred Heart, and this is a devotion that really exploded under the revelations that happened to St. Margaret Mary Alacoque in the 1600s. Specifically, on June 17, 1689, our Lord revealed to her that he desired the King of France to consecrate his country to the Sacred Heart of Jesus. For 100 years, the kings of France did not. And 100 years later, the French Revolution began. 103 years after Christ requested France to be dedicated to his Sacred Heart, King Louis XVI, who had been imprisoned because of the French Revolution, 103 years after the first request that France be dedicated to the Sacred Heart, from jail, the King of France consecrated the country to the Sacred Heart. He was executed by the revolutionaries several days later. In 1917, at Fatima in Portugal, our Blessed Mother revealed to Sister Lucy that she desired Russia to be dedicated and consecrated to Her Immaculate Heart. Here we are 103 years after the request, and Russia still has not been consecrated to her as it was revealed and laid out by our Blessed Mother. I'm not a big apparition guy, but these two apparitions have been approved and recognized by the Church, and yet Fatima has been ignored for 103 years, as was the Sacred Heart. And Our Lady told Sister Lucy that if Russia was not consecrated, she would spread her errors around the globe. What do we see today? Russia was communist in 1917, and for 100 years, communism has spread around the globe. Most notably, in the 1900s, in the 1950s, it spread to China. China has a one-child policy, is the greatest abuser of human rights in the world today, operates prison camps for 1 million plus Muslims, and our streets are burning here in the U.S. because of communist uprisings in Seattle and elsewhere. And our world is still largely locked down because of a virus that originated in China and spread around the globe because China behaved according to the communist playbook. I pray that 103 years after the original request of Fatima, like it was with the Sacred Heart, Russia and the places where communism has spread will be consecrated to the Immaculate Heart of Mary. As the saying goes, better late than never.